What is up and welcome back. In last video that I had uploaded, I had told you guys that a powder coating video was going to be coming soon. And in this video, it's coming right now. So I've got quite a few things to powder coat. First things first, what we need to do is we need to heat up our oven. I use this oven right here. Show you guys. It is a double oven that my cousin converted into one single oven, but it does pretty well, so I can do pretty big parts. So typically you heat it up to like 400 degrees. Full disclosure, my powder coating, my sandblaster, I do not have a big enough compressor to run it yet, so I'm not using that. That is awesome though, but for me right now, I broke out the wire brush and the like 100 grit sandpaper, or 120 something, and I sanded them down, got them all roughed up. You want them nice and rough, that way the powder coat can adhere to it as good as possible. So we've got them both done. So these parts are ready to shoot. Now this is the gun I'm going to be using, the Redline E250. It does have an adjustable voltage right there. So far, like the gun does pretty well. No complaints on that front. So before I though start shooting, I'm going to take a few more parts off of the Jeep, and then we'll go ahead and clean these parts and get them ready for the oven. Cover real quick the stages of powder we're going to be doing. This is like a 3-stage. So we're gonna start with a base coat of Alien Silver, which is very sparkly. That color we're going to bake in the oven. Then we'll go on top of that with the Jamaican Teal. And then the last coat will be the Baby Rockstar Sparkle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load this container up with Alien Silver. Then one of these other containers I'll do with Jamaican Teal. Then you can guess Baby Rockstar will be in the other one. And then what this will allow me to do is I'll be able to spray all the parts with Alien Silver, unscrew the container, put a lid on it, and then clean the gun, blow out the gun, because you don't want any left in there. Once I blow out the gun, then I will be able to put the next canister on and then go to town. So that's what I'm going to do. The best way and mess-free way that I have found to load powder into a container like this, I used to just pour it in, make kind of like a little channel and then just pour it in, but it got really messy. So what I like to do is I flip this like so. I take a spoon, make sure it's clean, and then I literally just take a spoonful, dump it in the container like that. Yes, it takes a little more time, but it's a lot less mess you gotta worry about cleaning up. So that's just something that I do. This gun too is more on the professional side than it's not like your Harbor Freight gun you get. It is a little nicer of a gun. Shout out to my cousin Matt for letting me use it. We're not gonna need this much powder, but this gun shoots better when you've got at least about half a bottle. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead, we'll pop this down in here. Our stage 1 powder, as I call it, is done. Whoa. Ah. Clean up on aisle 9. I am going to be shooting some reels and shorts for Instagram and YouTube. So if you see me doing weird stuff with my phone, you know, that's what I'm doing. Some good old brake cleaner, that's what I use to clean the parts off. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot to tell you guys how powder coating actually works. Why it's necessary to have all these special guns and stuff like that. So this, I'll put this in the right spot, but let's just dive into this. You have a gun here. This one has adjustable voltage right here. And that's more for advanced, like we're doing today, 3 coats of powder coat. The thicker the powder coat, the more voltage you need to stick to the metal underneath. But getting ahead of myself, you have a ground cable. So I have a ground that's right here. It is hooked to this metal right here. So you need to ground out the part that you are powder coating. So it has to be some kind of metal, aluminum. It can't be plastic. Anyways, it would melt in the oven. So your gun has voltage running to it. If you see, there's voltage. And on the tip here, there is a piece of metal. And that electrically charges the powder as it shoots past it. Now, as it does that, if you know anything about positive and negatives, they are drawn together. So we get the electrical charged. On this gun, it automatically charges it. Now on a gun like this, you have to shoot it and then manually press the button. This is a little cheaper gun. It's an Eastwood, still a good gun, but a decent gun, but it's a little on the cheap side. So this setup, and then you have to have air to blow it. So that's where you get all this fancy stuff that looks fancy, but it's actually very simple. So that's the gist. You need ground and you need electrical charge. Now if you tried to shoot this without the electrical charge, it would not stick to the metal. That is why you need a gun like this. So I hope that answers any questions you may have. Alright, like that. And you can either blow them off or just let them air. Now I'm just gonna do these parts whole because I tried taking them apart and they don't want to come apart. So. We want about 4 to 6 PSI. You don't need a lot. And I always like to shoot a little test. But you can see that works good. So now you just kind of move it around. right, that went good. All I did was I just popped it in the oven. So, all right, same thing on this one. You always want to look, make sure you got full coverage on everything you want. And you will get covered in powder coat, so just be aware. So guys, that is pretty much it. You repeat that process. Now there is a little baking issue we've got to you know, keep an eye on that. But Alien Silver is down. Look at that. Powder coating is messy stuff. But so we've got all that down. Yeah, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the powder, clean the gun out, and then we will get ready for the next coat, blow everything. Before I clean the gun out, I just want to show you guys what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the parts to flow out. And as you can see, hopefully, they are starting to flow out. And then once they do, we will take them out. Just like that, we've got the second stage done. Okay, so that was the final layer of powder, the final coat. And now what we do is we're gonna wait till the powder flows out, and I'll show you what that means. If you look in the oven, especially at these parts here, you can see they're still white. That means they haven't flowed out, which means they haven't reached the temperature yet that they need to reach. So once they flow out and they look shiny, then we will let them reach a temperature of about 360 degrees, 360 degrees or so, that we will measure with this right here. And when they reach that temperature, then we will let them bake, keep them in there for another like 15 minutes. These are very small parts, so you don't need to do like 30 minutes or 35 minutes. 15 minutes will be plenty for these thin little pieces, and it won't take that long. So, but I can already tell you guys, they look amazing. So I'll check back in with you guys once we pull these out. And we are gonna wrap up this video here because we've got all the parts done. These came out good. This is the back, so I'm not really worried about that. But I got some runs in the front right here. And I'm not very happy about it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, if I'm going to reshoot the piece. But these came out great, if you can see. Like, they're just killer. Same with this one. And then this is the back, so I'm not worried about, I didn't get coverage. But same thing, got a few runs right here. I think it's from, I put too much Jamaican teal and it ran. I think that's what it is, because we can see the Alien Silver on the edges, and then the Jamaican teal kind of melted down. So thank you guys for watching. Give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. I really would appreciate it. And share the video if you're think it's cool and you think one of your buddies or all of your buddies or all of your gals or whoever's watching, share it, and let's grow this channel as fast as we can. There's going to be tons tons of more. There's going to be tons more videos just like this in the future, and you know, more on Jeeps and trucks and diesel motors, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching. As always, keep grinding. Peace. One last little thing real quick, I'll show you guys how it all turned out.